Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another virtual wargaming live battle report. Today I have a 350 point game of Warhammer Fantasy 6th edition Warbands between Lizardmen and my custom Amazon faction. Today we're doing a few things differently from our usual Warbands games. First of all, we are running a capture scenario instead of the default Little Wars scenario. This is following all the rules of the standard capture scenario from the Warhammer Fantasy rulebook. So it will be up to at least 4 turns, up to like 8, I think is how it works. I don't remember. I will check if it comes up. Today the capture objective is going to be the pond here. It's meant to be representing a lizardman spawning pool. I apologize that I cannot speak properly today. And we'll be doing a few special rules with it, primarily that entering the pool counts as crossing an obstacle, evidenced by the little walls here. Once inside the spawning pool, a unit will be treated as a skirmisher. So all units will spread out, they'll lose any rank bonuses or anything like that. And once a unit is inside, an enemy unit has to charge the pool itself, and then the unit will form up along the objective line to defend it. So long as you have a unit inside and the enemy doesn't, you are controlling this objective. If neither side has a unit inside, then we go nearest units. The rest of the board, as you can see, is a lot of new terrain because I have a Lustrian-themed bigger report coming up, and I really need some buildings for it, and I really need some new forests. So we have some nice jungle forests here. I've got a really big one and then some smaller ones. An attempt at a little temple pyramid thing. Obviously the spawning pool, and then just our old rocks still around. So let me go ahead and jump into our army lists, and we will start with the Lizardmen. So leading the army, we have a Skink Chief. He has a light armor, enchanted shield, and sword of might. The Lizardmen have very interesting equipment, but a lot of it, it's not very good in my opinion for just like a straight up fighting model, especially not for a skink. So I went with a nice, simple, cheap loadout for him to just sort of give the unit a bit of a punch. And it's going to need it because these 7 skink skirmishers are equipped with javelins and shields. Their goal is actually to get charge in, probably on a flank, maybe not necessarily on a flank, and actually get into melee. Failing that, they want to do like some light skirmishing at short range rather than the blowpipes 12-inch keep away sort of style. Next up, we have 2 units of Saurus warriors, a unit of 8 warriors that have formed into 2 ranks, and a unit of 5 warriors just flat. And then finally, a salamander hunting pack containing only 1 salamander. And I'm very sorry to everyone that I keep having to use the raptor in Hero Forge. There is only 1 lizard available in Hero Forge, so anytime I need to do a dragon, a cold one, a carnosaur, a salamander, I have to use the same base and try and make it look different in some ways. So in this case, we've given him a nice big crest. I have extended the front legs, and I am making him breathe fire. Maybe I'll put up the full image. Maybe I won't. You will know, and I will find out. On the Amazon side, I am trying something out a little bit different today. I am leaning in heavily on the offensive style of the Amazons. So we have 2 units of Amazon warriors, both equipped with additional hand weapons. There is no armor, there is no protection here. It is just straight offense, and we are hoping for the best. Leading the army, we have a priestess. She is a level 2 wizard. She is taking the Law of Life, because look at this board, of course I'm taking the Law of Life. And she rolled Howl the Wind and Master of Stone. Master of Stone is incredible. This is going to be like, hey, this entire section of the board is threatened by it. Master of Wood would have been even better, but unfortunately I didn't get that one. And then I replaced Howl the Wind with Mistress of the Marsh, because Howl the Wind just doesn't really do any... I mean, yeah, I guess it stops the salamander, but I didn't care that much for it. Finally, she's equipped with a Staff of Retribution. This is a bound magic item. It does D6 strength 5 hits, 24-inch range. It's a magic missile, and it is dispelled on it has a power level of 4, and if it rolls a 1 after it casts, the power runs out, much like the high elf magic items. I'm a big fan of the can run out bound spells. I think they're just more interesting than the infinite numbers. which is why I tend to try and throw them into my custom stuff more. Also, I feel like you can get away with like slightly more powerful spells for cheaper if you put that on. I don't know why the later ones didn't have it. For the rest of the army, first off, we have a unit of 6 Totem Guardians. These are one of the special units for them. They're similar to Greatswords in the sense that they are a 0 to 1 stubborn unit. And much like Greatswords, they hit really hard because they have base strength of 4 and they are carrying halberds. They also wear light armor and have shields, so you can either take a defensive 4-up save, strength 4 attacks, or go more aggressive and only having a 6-up save for strength 5 attacks. Predictably, I will probably be doing that second one a lot today, because as I said, we're going all in on offense. And then finally, over here we have a unit of Cocoa Kalim, which I hope I pronounced that correctly, but if I didn't, it's a fictional word, who cares? They each have 2 hand weapons. They are frenzied, so this means that if this unit of 6 connects, you're going to be looking at 18 attacks on a single turn. They're just strength 3, so nothing too fancy there, but they are toughness 4, so they can actually like resist and defend reasonably well, but no armor, so if they get hit, if they get wounded, they're just going straight down. So with that all out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. I rolled already for who goes first, and the Lizardmen have the first turn, so let's jump into it. And we're going to start off nice and simple. Salamander has a 15-inch range. He can move 6 inches. Yeah, he can't actually get to a point of attacking this turn, so we're going to put him over here so that next turn he can start trying to like get into a position to attack on the flank. And then we're going to have Saurus Warriors 8 inches march forward. Other Saurus Warriors 8 inches march forward. What I would like to do is probably get this unit in here and then this one kind of around the flank somehow to get into a better fight. Or to stall him out to wait if this unit gets pushed out so that he can then charge up and get the rank bonus on the counter attack. Finally, we're going to move our skirmishers 12 inches forward. There is no shooting because everyone has marched, and so that brings us to the end of our first turn for those. And now we're going to jump onto the Amazon side of things. So, once again, we're just going to hard march forward. We don't really have anything else to do. Alright, I'm going to be committing the Totem Guardians in. So we're going to move these Amazon Warriors up. We're going to move them up still. 8. No, what we're going to do, first we're going to move her up 8 inches. And then we're going to move them up to here. Because I want to make sure that the priestess can still see the salamander, because we're going to just blast the shit out of this unit and hope for the best. So then these Amazon Warriors are going to move up about 6 inches as well. And I'm going to wheel them just a little bit to try and get them facing so that they can wheel around this thing and go for these guys or go around if needed. And the Cocoa Kalim 8 inches forward. Full send, they will either reach the enemy and be forced to charge, or they won't. So that is the movement phase out of the way for the Amazons. Let's go ahead and start the magic phase. I have 4 power dice. I'm going to start with Master of Stone. So we're going to need 2 dice on this one. We're looking for an 8 up, which we got. And that was going to be targeting the salamander. I didn't specify that. I should have done, but that's not going to change the outcome in any way. So they take 4 strength 5 hits. They automatically take these hits. So I'm going to, on 5s, 5 ups they hit the skinks, 4 or lower they hit the salamander. So 1 hit on the skink, which is going to translate into a dead skink. And then let me quickly check the Lizardmen. Toughness 4 on the salamander and scaly skin 5, but he doesn't get that save. Oh, he also causes fear. Whoops. Let me go ahead and throw that on him if it matters. So then that's going to be 3 attacks that will wound on 3s. Go. And only 1 success. So he only takes 1 wound. He is still in this fight. Next up, Mistress of the Marsh, and we're going to target... I'm actually going to target these skink skirmishers. because these guys can do whatever they want, but the skinks can't, and they are definitely in range, yeah. So once again, 2d6. It's a 6. Okay. I'm not going to try and counterspell this one because I want to counterspell the, what's it called again? The staff. So then the staff goes off, and then we're going to attempt to counterspell that, and it is successfully counterspelled, but the staff didn't run out of magic. So no further damage this turn. They have to make a panic check on these guys, which they're fine, yep. They needed a 6 or less and they got it. No, they needed a 5 or less, whoops. So actually they do start fleeing. That's really unfortunate. They only go 5 inches back and they go this way. So they might still be able to do something. Alright, so end of Amazon's turn 1. And let's get started on the second turn. So, first off, rallying. Do they rally? 6, no they don't, so they go 7 inches this way, which would actually take them off the board. Yep, so that is that unit gone. That's really unfortunate for the lizards. But we're going to move up to here. And yeah, these guys have mounted in, so now we have a skirmishing unit of Saurus warriors in the spawning pool. This unit is indeed going to hang back, and then this one. Okay, so these guys have javelins, so we do want to actually sort of be in a position to utilize them. So I'm going to only go 3 inches this way. Yep, like that, and then we'll just wheel to face these girls. And now we're going to go ahead and shooting attacks. We're going to fire at them. Yep, everyone's in range. Yeah, I'm going to say that. I'm actually going to scoot them back just a tiny little bit because my intent was to, yeah, like that, perfect. Because my intent was to keep them just barely out of 4-inch range, and I'm just going to cheat in this instance, basically, is what I'm doing. I'm not even going to try and sugarcoat it. We're just cheating today. So javelins are thrown weapons, which means they don't get penalties to hit for moving and shooting or for long range. So that is going to be 7 attacks that will hit on 4s. And that is 3 poisons, so 3 dead Amazons immediately. Oof. And then 2 that will wound on... Wow, okay, that is an eviscerated unit. So the one remaining Amazon makes a leadership test, and she passes, shockingly. So these girls are all dead, and that brings us to the end of the Lizardman turn. Okay, so Kokoa Kalim, can they see them? Yes, they can barely see the back of one, so they can charge, and they're going to charge. And then this girl is also going to charge them. So let's see if the Kokoa Kalim are in range. They wheel around 3.8, and then they have... Oh, they're barely not in range. They actually only go like 0.2 inches forward. But then this girl is in range, so she gets in. And then the skinks will form up into a little block like so. I'm not even going to use the macro. I'm just going to manually rank them up. Totem Guardians are also going to charge here. So they go in, and these guys go back to being ranked up. And they're up against this one. But these girls are fighting over a defended obstacle. So there's going to be a problem for them. Next up, Amazon Warriors. I believe that they're currently within 8 inches. Yeah, they are, so they're going to only go 4 inches forward. We're basically just trying to get them around the side. And then the Amazon Priestess is going to move up to here. So she can have line of sight at the Saurus Warriors on the back. So that brings us to our shooting phase. No shooting, magic phase, I should say. And then we're going to start off with Same thing, we're going to start with our Master of Stone, and once again, incredible outcome. Only 3 attacks, 3 wins this time, but still 3 attacks, hit on 3s, wound on 3s. Our Soros Warriors have shields and scaly skin, so they don't get saves. So I didn't actually need to do it this way. That is 3 dead. That would prompt a panic check, which I'm going to do after. I'm going to Mistress of the Marsh on them as well. So let's go ahead and... Oh, wow. Okay, so another undispellable Mistress of the Marsh. And then finally, they're going to attempt to dispel the staff, which they succeed at, but it still has power. And then they don't flee. Alright, so that brings us to combat. We will start over here. So she's going to put her 2 attacks into the Skink Skirmishers. That's going to be 2 attacks that will hit on 3s, will wound on 3s, yes, and will save on 5s. And that is no hits, just 2 2s rolled. Skink Skirmisher attacks back, 3 hit attacks, hit on 3s, wound on 2s, save on 7s, go. She is dead. Do I want to overrun? No, I'm not going to overrun. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to overrun in this instance, so that's the big reason for it. And then this one. Oh, I do also need to panic. Oh no, these girls are immune to panic, and these girls are in combat. So I guess they could still panic. We will find out after I've resolved this fight. So, Totem Guardians. They're going to be using their halberds. So they're making 6 attacks. They hit on 6s. They will wound on 3s, and the enemy has no armor save. Go. Predictable, no hits. Soros Warriors attack back, 10 attacks that will hit on 4s, will wound on 3s, save on 7s. 2 dead Totem Guardians, so they've lost by 3, but they are stubborn. Stubborn isn't going to be good enough, they're going to flee 4 inches. And you know what? We're going to pursue. Okay, so these girls are going 4 inches back. These go 10 inches over. I apologize if you could hear that in the background. That guy was... he was zooming. And then panic checks for the priestess and the... oh, goodness. Hang on, let me just... yep. So both of them failed their panic checks. So the priestess is going to go 5 inches this way. Wait, let me move the other girls first. So the other girls are going 8 inches this away. I fear this is going to be a very quick game. That's okay. And then the priestess is going 5 inches this way. Alright, and these girls are also dead. Okay, and that is the Amazon turn. So, end of Amazon turn 2. These guys can march though, and I've said previously I'm allowing marching over the obstacle. So that would get them barely into it. These guys are about facing and going 3 inches back. And these guys are... I think the answer is they're actually ducking back into cover in here. Because there is absolutely no reason to fight the Cocoa Kalim on good terms. The ideal would be the Cocoa Kalim charge here, and then the Skinks just hit them in the rear if they survive. Because quite frankly, this is not going well for the Amazons at all. So with them hiding in the jungle, there's no shooting. So that brings us to the Amazon turn 3. So we're going to try and rally and rally. And let me check my notes. Leadership 8 on the priestess. So if she rallies first, which is the order I would do it in if I was being intelligent, then her leadership rallies them as well. Okay, Cocoa Kalim. Can we even march with them? No, we can't march, so we're going to have to go 4 inches. I'm going to go 4 inches forward, just straight in. And that is going to be... Oh, no, she rallied, so she can do magic this turn. So let's go ahead and see if they're in range. They are, so Master of Stone. Let's see if we do well as we have been. 8. I'm still going to take it because I know the alternative is that I take the Staff of Retribution. So 5 attacks. 5 attacks, wound on 3s, go. Oof. 4 dead Source Warriors. Mistress of the Marsh is going to target this unit here. Because they are in range, yep. And so we're going to go 2 dice on that one. 7. Okay, this is turn 3. So next turn is turn 4. I'm going to have to take it again is the answer because I don't want the staff to go off, which I have dispelled again. And it has still got power. So now we have to do a panic check. And they have got a 6, they're fine. Alright, so that is end of turn 3, turn 4. Saurus Warriors march 4 inches forward because they are in difficult terrain. Our Skink Skirmishers. Are they seen? I'd say they're seen, so I'm going to go ahead and tuck them around this way. Just being sneaky little gits. And then this guy just sort of stays there because he's going to do what he does. And that brings us to the Amazon turn. So the Priestess is going to hurry up to here. The Amazon Warriors are going to march 8 inches closer. The Krakoa Kalim cannot march, so they're going to wheel 2.2, and they get 1.8 closer. And that means that next turn they can and have to charge the thing, if there is a next turn. Okay. Let's think about this real quick. These guys are definitely getting into there. I think I want to try and kill this guy over trying... Oh no, we're going to go for the Skink Skirmishers actually, because I know that they're in range. And if we can kill like 2, then we can potentially panic the unit, send it fleeing off the board, and just like significantly improve our odds. So 1d6 plus 1d6, 7. We're going to try and dispel that one as the lizards, and that is a successful dispel. So then this is going to be Mistress of the Marsh on these guys, which succeeds. And then Staff of Retribution, we're just going to try and blast this guy out of the water. And then power hasn't run out yet. So can we roll a single 3 up? Yes, we can. He is dead. And then these guys panic check. And they're fine. Alright, so then, now we have to check if the game ends on this turn. And no, that is end of turn 4. And unlike last time, the game is still afoot. So we are going to march these guys in. They have the pond. They can just sort of exist all happy like here. And then we're going to swing the Skink Skirmishers right in behind. I'm going to move him like here, here. This is about correct for like an acceptable distance to move. The back 2 can't see, but everyone else can. So then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 point blank javelin attacks in the back. 3 on 4s. No 6s rolled. 2 dead Krakoa Kalim. That's okay. We have this all measured out. Okay, so what are we going to do? We are going to, on the Amazon turn, charge the Krakoa Kalim at the Saurus Warriors, because we kind of have to. We're going to then sprint the Amazon Priestess across. Yes, we're going to charge the Krakoa Kalim forward. These boys then form a nice line. They can only go 4 wide, that's okay. They only need to go 4 wide. The Amazon priestess is going to sprint 8 inches this way. And then these girls are, yep, they're 8 inches away, so they can also come in. And I'm going to make the decision that they are allowed to occupy the thing as well, but they have to obviously occupy this side, and they can't charge it. So right now, the Amazons have control. If that holds, remains to be seen. Okay, so the Krakoa Kalim are attacking. That is going to be 3 attacks each, 12 attacks that will hit on 6s, will wound on 5s, and save on 4s. So probably not going to achieve anything, but yeah, absolutely nothing. 8 attacks back, hit on 4s, wound on 3s, save, no, wound on 4s, save on 7s. 2 dead Krakoa Kalim. Then they're going to leadership check. They've lost by 3. Yep, so they're fleeing. They go 5 inches, and we aren't going to pursue this time because I want to keep my presence in the pond. And yep, they're fine. All right. Oh, in fact, I completely skipped over my magic phase, didn't I? I was going to do Master of Stone onto the skinks. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Doesn't cast. And then we're going to attempt to slow them. And that's an 11. They're going to attempt to resist that with their 2 dispel dice, which has failed. So these guys are slowed this turn. Yep, they're in range. All right, and then that is end of turn 5. End of turn 5. We are going to roll and see. Nope, game's still afoot. Alright, so then that brings us to the Lizardmen turn. We are going to be charging the Saurus Warriors across the pool at the Amazons. They're going to form up in response. We're going to form ranks 5 wide and wheel them. We're going to wheel them to be facing the correct direction. Perfect. And then we're going to wheel these guys around. Form ranks 4 wide, wheel. I am so bad at this. How did this even happen? I'm not asking questions, honestly. Oh no, this is correct, actually. I'm just stupid. Okay, so then the Skink Skirmishers are going to declare a charge at the Krakoa Kalim. They go fleeing 7 inches in this direction. And these guys go 3 inches after them, because 6 inches, yeah, because they can't catch up. All right. Now then, Saurus Warriors, they get 8 attacks. They will hit on 4s, will wound on 3s, and will save on 7s. Only 1 wound inflicted. Then that is going to be 12 attacks, no, 8 attacks back. But hit on 4s, wound on 5s, save on 4s. No wounds in return, so this is going to be a panic check for, or break test for the Amazons, who have succeeded because they are close enough to their priestess, so they don't actually go fleeing. Nice, good for them. Amazon turn. Krakoa Kalim attempt to rally. They aren't yet below 25%, so they succeed. They are significantly weaker now, but that's okay. Delete that one. Wheel them. There we go. And then, what are we going to do? These girls are stuck in the fight. The priestess is... Alright, she's going to move in, is what she's going to do. And then we're going to, once again, blast the skinks. We have failed, and then we're going to try and slow them. And they aren't going to resist this one, because they don't want her to successfully Staff of Retribution them, which is what she's doing. Yep, that's a hard dispel, and it is not broken yet. So back over here, the Amazons get to go first this time. So 10 attacks. They will hit on 4s, wound on 5s, wound on 5s, save on 4s. And this time they've successfully killed one of the Sauruses. So that's going to be 6 attacks. Back, hit on 4s, wound on 3s, save on 7s. 1 dead Amazon. And trading even... Actually, no, that's not good. That's just a draw for them. Alright, but that is end of turn 6. And the game continues. Alright, so then, skinks. They're slowed. We know they're slowed. What we're going to do is we're going to emerge them from here, 3-inch movement. And we are going to be throwing our poison javelins at the priestess, because if we can kill her, or if this fight goes well, either outcome wins the game. So, javelins are all in range, so it's going to be 7 javelin attacks. And these will have -1s to hit, so they'll be hitting on 5s. That's because she is a singular target. And all 3 of them wounded her with poison, and she has no defenses, so she just dies. Alright, so then, combat. Amazons. 8 attacks, hit on 4s. 5s, you know the drill by now. I don't know why I'm reading it all out. I'm reading it all out because it's a compulsive habit that I have to make sure that I get it correct. Sorcerers get to attack back. Those 2 kills is actually kind of insane, honestly. 2 kills happened because I didn't put saves in. Only one of them actually died. That's what happened. I realized as I was putting it in what I did wrong. Wait, wrong one to unkill. Honestly, the Amazons have been playing pretty consistent damage output. In any other scenario, I would be making use of their guerrilla warfare tactics to get out. But unfortunately, that is like the opposite of what we want right now. Alright, so they're going to make another break test. They have lost by 2 points in this instance. Yep, they're fleeing 8 inches. So they're off the board. She is dead. And that is the Lizardmen turn. So now we get a rally check. These girls are continuing to flee 6 inches. And my Cocoa Kalim are going to charge these skinks, because what else can they do, really? My skinks are going to form ranks that are going to be 7 wide. No, we only need to form ranks 4 wide, sorry. Because we need to maximize like that. The Cocoa Kalim have lost their bonus attacks, but this is still all going into just skinks, so like, it doesn't really matter. 5-up saves, 2 dead skinks. So the skink chief attacks back. He has 3 attacks. He hits on 3s, I believe. Let me double check that actually. Nope, he hits on 4s. He's really bad at this. But he wounds them on 3s because they are toughness. They are toughness 4. He is strength 4 by default. He has a sword of might. That brings him up to strength 5. They don't have any armor. Go. Alright. Dead Amazons. There is no reason to pursue, so we're not going to. Actually, there is a reason to overrun, so we are going to. 8 inches this direction. Perhaps a little excessive, but we shall see. And that is it. That is the end of the game, and that is a decisive Lizardmen victory. Honestly, even if the game didn't end there, there is a very real chance that the Amazons didn't rally. Oh no, if those dice were the ones that they got, they would have rallied, but like, who cares? The skinks would rush over. The Saurus warriors are defending a barrier now. Overall, I had fun with that one. I enjoyed it. Amazons still haven't worked them out. They might just be badly designed or too weak to actually function in this game. But we shall see. I don't want to definitively write them off or start making changes until I've tested everything. And I've made sure that it's not just a skill issue. Because I know that I am not good at the game sometimes. And that certain playstyles just sort of like slip through my understanding. Also, I know that the Amazons need some extra magic items. So like while I'm thinking about that, And well, I haven't like fully experimented with hero builds and stuff, because they could just like work really well as a hero-centric army list, or like bring a hero, bring a few big units that are designed to just like static combat raise your opponent, and then like get breaks that way. I'm not too sure. I will experiment some more, and we shall find out. So, if you enjoyed that video, don't forget to like that battle. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Tomorrow, I have Dogs of War versus Skaven. We have the Birdmen are appearing, and it is a border patrol game, because I haven't done one of those since I started doing these videos, and now that I'm all caught up, now that everything else has at least 3 videos of it, I think Warbands and Little Lords are now at 4. I figure now's the time let's put some more border patrol in. There's only going to be 7 this month, and I need to make sure that I'm not front loading and then rear loading them. So, until then, boy.